Yes, welcome to the next session on Python and Scientific Python course. In the today's session, we are going to learn about the library called NumPy library. NumPy is a short form of representing numerical Python, which is a powerful library used for performing fast calculations, and it is having the capability to work with the arrays, and it is used in majority of the scientific and mathematical operations. Okay, so the basic procedure to start or install NumPy is this syntax. Please follow this: pip install NumPy, and then if you run this code, you will install NumPy library. Okay, we have already installed it, and to import this NumPy library into the required programs, we'll just import them as import numpy as np. So np is a short name which is used for importing the numpy library into the python codes wherever we require. And numpy are very good in performing mathematical operations when you go for arrays, especially when you have n dimensional arrays. Okay, so we know very well that array is a collection of elements of the similar data type. Okay, NumPy arrays supports handling three types of arrays: 1D, 2D, also three dimensional arrays. So we'll see with an example for each. Types of arrays that NumPy library supports. The first one is one dimensional array. Let us see it with an example. Let me import NumPy as NP and then declare my array with a suitable variable, namely ARR. And this is the method to create your array: 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and I close this. Now if I tend to print this array, it should print your one dimensional array. Okay, now we'll see an example of two dimensional array. Two dimensional array is where you are able to work with elements like matrices which has rows and columns. Let me create array 2 np dot array of, I'll have rows and columns, so 1 comma 2 with 3 comma 4, and then print arr2. Now if you try to print, sorry, I should have import numpy as np. Also I should close it, separate it with the comma. Okay, so this is a two-dimensional array which shows the first two elements in the row as 1 and 2, and the second two elements in the second row, that is 3 and 4. Supposingly, if we have to work with a three-dimensional array, we'll have to increase the number of blocks. It is like you have to create the array in three dimensions, namely x, y, and z. So here you will have not only rows and columns, instead you will have layers, multiple layers, which includes depth as well. Okay, so one dimensional is simply like a line, which is equivalent to a list. Two dimensional is like you create an array in the form of a table, which is like rows and columns. Three dimensional array is like you create the array in the form of a stack of tables, like layers of tables. Okay, let us see that with an example. I have the blocks 1 comma 2. I'll declare the number of blocks, comma 3 comma 4, and I have 5 comma 6, I have 7 comma 8. Okay, now if I tend to print this array 3, it's a 3D array. Okay, so if you closely observe, you could see that you have the number of blocks. You have two blocks of matrices, two blocks of matrices like structure, like stack of tables. So this is your block number 1, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 is your block 1, 5 6 7 8 is your block 2. Okay, when you have to access each elements, you have to access by representing the blocks, the rows, and the elements, the columns of the three-dimensional array. Okay, now we'll see few examples of how to access elements in one dimensional, two dimensional, and three dimensional array. One dimensional array accessing of element is very simple, like how you access elements in a list. It's similar to how you access elements in a list. For example, let us do this example. Import numpy as np. You create your array, which is np dot array of a single dimensional array indeed. So it is just a list format. I have created, close the array with the square braces, then print array of 0 index positions. If you mention, the corresponding element of that particular array will be displayed, arr of 1. We know very well that index position always starts with 0, so we expect that we should get 1 and 2 as output. Supposingly, if you have to access negative, we have to access the elements through negative indexing, that is also permitted. Okay, so you could see the last element could be the output. Similarly, if you have to access a two-dimensional array, I'll copy this code for saving the time, this two-dimensional array code, and we'll see how we could access the elements in this two-dimensional array. So here, if you have to access the elements of the two-dimensional array, we need to mention which row and which column element. If you have any confusion, let us print the actual array and then we'll observe what is happening. So in the array that is created, we are going to access row 0 elements whose column is number 1. So we know that the row 0 is 1 and 2. The first column element is 2. So that is printed. Okay. Similarly, if you have to access elements in a three-dimensional array, let me copy this three-dimensional array creation code for saving time. So accessing elements using three-dimensional array, you need to mention the depth or the block of the code. Now you can like mention the depth or the block, row, and the column. Before that, you can print the actual array for confirming it. So the actual array is block 0 is having 1 2 3 4, block 1 is having 5 6 7 8. So the block number is given as 1, hence this second block 5 6 7 8 is created. In this second block, we are going to access row 0, which is 5 6, and column 1, which is 6. So hence our element of accessing that we are trying to get is number 6. Okay, supposingly if you have to slice the elements, like how we did it in list. It is also possible for performing slicing in arrays as well. We can go for 2D slicing because I need not repeat one dimensional array slicing. It will be more or less similar to how you slice elements in a list. So here let me create a two-dimensional array, and let us explore how the elements are being sliced. So here print the actual array and slice it. I don't mention the start position, I mention the end position. So okay, so actual element is 1 2 3 4, and column 1 is accessed. Column 1 is accessed in the sense you will get 2 1 4. All the elements in all the rows, column 1 is accessed. Supposingly if I have to access the entire row, how will we access it? I can do print of array 2. I can need not mention the starting position. I can just mention the column 0 to access the first column. If I have to access, this is first column access, I'll add this as comment. If I have to, if I have to access, if I have to access the first row alone, then access 0. Okay, now we can check. Yeah, you could see. Okay, there is one particular topic called Boolean indexing, which is mainly used for filtering purpose in NumPy. Let us see that with an example. Let us create an array. So this particular syntax will filter out the elements that in the created array that are greater than 20. So 21 and 22 are the elements that are greater than 20, hence this is filter. Okay, so this is the contents that we have to study for to learn basics on NumPy, and some special contents in slicing of a three-dimensional array, operations on a three-dimensional array, reshaping elements, and creating 3D arrays with functions with some examples, real-time examples, is planned for the next lecture. Please stay tuned. Thank you.